Energies.
At gayon, ang pinakahihintay ng buong bayang Pilipinas, nagkatotoo na rin ang pinapangarap ng rekonsilyasyon na kay tagal lang hinihintay ng buong bayan. At ang rekonsilyasyon na to ay dyan magaganap dito mismo sa RPN The Network sa pinakamalakas na programang Actually Yun Na, mga kababayan. Dito lang pwede magtagpo ang silangan at kanluran, ang langit at lupa, ang buwan at araw, ang Romualdez, ang Cuangco, Marcos, Aquino at Ignacio. Walang iba kundi si Congressman Bongbong Marcos. Tumayo po tayo lahat at magpugay. Congressman!
Siya tumayo. Hello po. Welcome to Actually Unite. Thank you very much at pinaunlakan mo kami.
No, not at all. It was a pleasure. Nung dumating yung paanyaya sa akin, di sabi ko, bakit hindi? Sa wakas.
Oo naman, at magkumparit-kumari tayo.
Tama yun,
Meron kaming inaanak, yung anak ko ng isang mayor from Isabela, si Mayor Bodji D. How are you?
I am fine, thank you very much. I've been a little busy, but...
I commented kanina na you lost a lot of weight. Is it because of your health club? Hindi.
Well, I try to keep a health regimen. Talagang natutunan ko yun sa ama ko is to try and exercise. Lalo na pagka nangangampanya ka o nasa labas ka, it's very important, you know, because you have to keep going, you don't eat at the right time, di ka natutulog. So, those things have to be maintained.
Speaking of your father, what was President Marcos like as a father growing up? Kasi how old were you when he was elected, Bale? Bilang presidente?
Yung unang birthday ko sa palasyo was 8.
8 years old.
Oo.
So, actually, all of your teenage years,
All of my teenage years and
including your 20s.
most of my 20s,
Oo.
yeah, mga 28 na kami nung umalis. So that was a long, long time. Yeah, in the
Was he a
palace.
disciplinarian?
Well, hindi naman sa disciplinarian in the sense that he would make very clear kung anong hinahanap niya sa inyo, what he expects from you. And he would make it very clear if you did not live up to the standards that he put, that medyo masama ang loob niya sa'yo. In terms of actual pure discipline, yung pumapalo or something like that, hindi naman gano.
Ang mommy mo,
Mami ko, mas lalong
Yes.
hindi. Masyadong mabait yun. She cannot even, she would just, siguro pag hindi na niya matiis yung frustration niya, iiyak na lang yun. Pero in terms of actual beating, as the
Yes.
English call it, I was beaten more in my school in England than I ever was by my parents.
but when you were studying here, nasa Lasal ka, di ba?
Lasal Green Hills, yes.
How was it? Was it a problem dahil marami kang bodyguards? Were the other boys medyo aloof ba sila sa'yo?
Well, I'm sure nadaanan mo rin yun. Of course.
Hindi, pero
kahit-
ako high school na, so medyo
sabagay.
iba na yung ano nun.
Kasi kung bata naman, yung mga ganong edad, hindi pa masyadong naiisip. Natutuwa lang sila. May mga baril ba yan? May mga yan lang naman ang tinatanong. But madaling makalimutan yan. Basta't mga bata, nakikita mo, magsasama-sama, maglalaro yan. So it wasn't really a problem. And when it would have been a problem in high school, I had already left. So I was in England. Hindi na masyado yung security nakikita.
Nung when you were growing up, did you have children's parties sa Malacanang?
Oh, madalas. In fact, yung mga children's parties namin, yung mga party namin mga magkakapatid, doon na ginagawa sa palasyo because we would invite a lot of people. They would have performers and things like that. We'd have great parties in the palace.
All your life kasi, Bale, both parents are very active in politics. Do you think that is what has led you to go into this kind of life?
Oh, hindi mo maiiwasan. There is no way. The only way you can explain my having entered politics is definitely because of how my father really that he even said it in his when he was still alive that he would say, I have committed not only myself to the work that I have done. I have not committed only my person, but my wife and my family too. And the time will come when you will find that you have no choice. Not to enter politics, but perhaps in the positions, in the kind of causes that we would champion. So, matagal na talagang alam na namin na kahit papano, yung ginawa ng aming ama will affect us for the rest of our lives, in whatever fashion. So, And it's turning out to be true because how can something that dominant be suddenly just go away? So kahit na ngayon, ilang taon na ito, we're still feeling the effects of what my father did. And I have no doubt to the day I die, I will be feeling those effects.
You're the middle child ba?
I am the middle child, yes.
How is it? Kasi ako youngest so medyo nabe-baby talaga ako. Ikaw middle child, only boy pa.
Siguro, I don't know. It never felt like...
Dominating bang ate si Aimee? Hindi naman.
Ate. She was a proper ate. Tinuturuan kami. Halimbawa, nung bata pa kami, nung una kaming dumating lalo sa England dahil hindi kami
Bakit kayo
marunong.
pinadala sa England?
Mostly security.
Yes.
Madami kaming problema sa security dahil ako, maraming
Anong
mga
year
kidnap
na when you
threat.
went to England,
I
Vale?
left for England in 1969. My first, 70. 70 was my first year there.
And then, you stayed there until when?
I stayed there for almost 10 years until until I left for University of Philadelphia of Pennsylvania.
Nag-Wharton ka,
Yeah,
diba?
that's when I went to Wharton. Yeah.
Do you feel na those 10 years helped you a lot? Kasi at least, medyo ordinaryo kang citizen.
Oh, malaking bagay dahil in fact that was one of the reasons, no, that my father. But of course he would have preferred na dito kami nakatira sa Maynila.
How did you keep in touch with what was going on dito?
It
Kasi
wasn't
syempre when martial law was declared, you were abroad.
It wasn't easy. I was when martial law was declared, we had expected something dramatic to
Yes.
happen. Because marami ng beses na my dad would say that this is a real problem, we may have to do this, we may have to do that. But in general, how did we keep up? My parents would send us newspaper clippings. We would call, we would write. In my school in England, there was you had to write one letter to your parents every week.
Talaga.
So that it was actually a good thing because iba yung tawag iba yung sulat hinahawakan mo and you can read it again and again. And it really taught I think both sides, including my parents, the habit of writing. So they would send us the news nung nauso na yung videotape, magpapadala ng videotape. So that they would try, but inevitably pag uwi mo rito, maraming nangyari na hindi mo na namalayan. So you just have to catch up.
Medyo let's go naman dun sa lighter side. Ang first girlfriend mo ba, since you were in England, British ba siya?
Ay, naku, nung nasa England ako, wala akong panahon, hindi kami pinapalabas ng eskwelahan. They would let me out. I would be in school for, isang semester namin was 3 months. Sa 3 buwan, I would be able to sleep one night outside of school.
Yun lang.
Yun lang. And every month, I could spend one Sunday out of school.
So when you'd make ligaw, dito na?
Dito na siguro sa Pilipinas. Kasi doon, halos di ka, kahit yung mga restaurant, yung mga bar, di ka makapasok, yung mga nightclub. Dito, hindi masyadong stricto, kahit basta't may kasama kang may edad, they will let you in.
Do you feel na a lot of the girls were fawning over you na pinagkakaguluhan ka dahil Bongbong Marcos ka? Or do you think it's your charming personality?
I don't know. I don't know that they were fawning over me to begin with. I don't know kung bakit lahat ng tao, ang kanilang impression sa akin are that the women were fawning over me. Believe me, there were times kung I would be calling, trying to get a date, and I couldn't get a date. Why suddenly this image of women fawning all over me? But I don't know. I think yung you tell me if I'm right. Yung pagganak ng presidente, that last mga 5-10 minutes, unless may complex na talaga yung tao, yung talagang galit sa'yo dahil anak ka ng presidente, wala ka na magagawa. But karamihan naman ng mga tao, pagka nakausap mo na, after 5-10 minutes, wala na, that's over. Except for the fact that you're surrounded by
Would
armed
anybody have the guts to say na, oy, pare, galit ako sa'yo, bakit ganyan naman ang mga magulang mo? Would they dare do that to you?
Hindi naman. Meron, magkikriticize sila pero hindi yung galit ako sila. Sasabihin, bakit naman ganyan? Alam mo yung tao, hindi ganyan dapat, hindi tama ang ginagawa, hindi ganyan ang tingin sa ginagawa ninyo, etc., etc. So, inevitably, that would happen. Kasi naman, if you have good friends, they will tell you what they believe to be the best. Pagka naman sa tingin nila, it's a criticism that is not merely not mischievous or naninira lang, then that's valid and you just accept it.
How would you react about the criticism hurled at your parents through the press and through the mass media? But before you answer that, we're going to pause for a while. Napaka-interesting ho ng ating discussion with Mr. Bongbong Marcos. Please don't go away.
Sana kalayaan.
Speaking know, how you'd react to criticism. Kasi ako, I would be affected by it. Would it affect you as well?
I guess nung talagang mabigat na at saka masakit na, well, there were times, no, that especially after 86 when people were taking real liberties with the truth. And wala, nandun kami, hindi kami makasagot, wala kaming access sa mga media, wala tayong magagawa, ganun lang talaga. But yung run-of-the-mill na pangkaraniwan na